Hello there. My name is Spoonee. This time I'm going to be checking out a little game called Rose of Winter. It's a visual novel, and that's really all I know about it, so let's start. Beware, evildoers, for I am Rosemary, the Night of Winter! Or should it be the Blade of Winter? Oh, maybe the Rose of Winter? Oh, hey, I get it, it's the title. Doesn't that sound impressive? You know, a symbol of hope bursting through the ice. That's good, right? I mean, it's not too completely embarrassing, is it? Oh well, I'll figure out a good knightly sounding title someday. My actual name is Rosemary, which isn't very knightish. Oh my god, we are so cute. And as for that Blade of Winter thing, well, I'm in a place where it's been snowing a lot, and you know, to be honest, I just think it sounds cool. Cool stuff doesn't have to make sense, right? No, it doesn't, you adorable bean. Anyway, about a year ago, I left my family's farm to fulfill my destiny and become a knight. Sounds pretty amazing, right? I thought so too. So far, though, I've just been doing odd jobs for gold wherever I can find them. I've slain the occasional beast and rescued plenty of cats from trees. It's not exactly what I expected, but at least I'm making a living. I guess that makes me more of a mercenary than a real knight. But hey, I've got a cool suit of armor and my trusty sword, so I'm almost there. I hate to admit it, but it's harder to become a knight than I thought. I'll always keep trying, though. Oh, she looks so determined. My travels eventually brought me to this tavern at the foot of Mount Needle. You wouldn't know it from how cozy it is in here, but the mountain outside is super dangerous. Mount Needle! So named for the freezing winds that pierce your very skin, crawling with deadly beasts that hunger for human flesh. Only the bravest of the brave dare to venture here. Yeah, like us, right? Doesn't that sound like the perfect place for an aspiring knight to find her destiny? Oh, I'm so excited! Anyway, now that I'm here, I've got to find a job and fast. I spent the last of my gold getting a room at this tavern. Planning ahead's not exactly my strong suit. Luckily, this tavern has plenty of postings for mercenaries. I mean, knights, like me. It shouldn't be hard to find a job here. See, beyond Mount Needle lies Starlight City, one of the most beautiful and prosperous places in the world. People from all kingdoms gather there for important business. To get there, you can either travel by boat for days on end, or take a shortcut over the deadly mountain. Gee, I wonder which one we're picking. Most people take the long way around, but it just so happens there are 4 princes of different kingdoms here at this tavern now. Each of them has urgent business in Starlight City and needs to take the shortcut, however dangerous it might be. They'll need an escort to make it across. That's where I come in. I may not be great at planning, but I've got good instincts, a huge sword, and more than enough strength to use it. Yeah, if Cloud Strife taught me anything, all you need is a big sword. I can get a prince across that mountain with my eyes closed, I think. So let's see, the 4 princes are Faulkner, the Prince of the Fae. I've heard a little about him. He's supposed to be all dashing and elegant, the perfect gentleman. But the Fae people are also supposed to be really tiny? I mean, I've never met one, but that's what I hear. How's he gonna handle crossing a treacherous mountain? Hey, small people can cross treacherous mountains. Well, I guess it's my job to figure that out. Next is Prince Ilgander of the Southern Kingdom. He's pretty young, like a little kid? The job posting came from his caretaker, who's traveling with him. Also, he has a bird. I don't like to judge based on looks, but doesn't he kind of look like a scruffy drifter? Why, is Han Solo not your style? Should a guy like that really be taking care of a kid? Whoa, why are we so judgmental? I wonder what the story is there. He didn't even post his name. Third is Tarune, Prince of Dragons, who is incredibly hot. Yep, we're helping this guy, definitely. It's kind of scary, but he's actually a real dragon. The job posting says he's a fire dragon, so he doesn't do well in cold weather. He has to take a human form to save energy, so he's really weak and needs a lot of help getting across the mountain. Oh, well in that case, this shouldn't be too bad. And anyway, knights deal with dragons all the time, don't they? This should be a piece of cake, especially because he's really hot. Finally, there's Prince Kuya of Moon Forest. Oh my god, wait, he's also kind of derpy cute. He looks so angry, but you know behind that he's a total cinnamon roll. To be honest, I'm more scared of him than the dragon. His kingdom is really isolated, so no one really knows what his people are like, but the stories say they're all barbaric, fierce hunters with giant claws and fangs like wild beasts. Still, if he's here asking for help like anyone else, he can't be that bad, right? Okay, maybe there were more jobs than just these four, but these guys just seem super interesting to me, and it's definitely not that I have the hots for all four of them. And by interesting, I mean hot. Oh, okay, we're just gonna full admit, all right? We admit to the thirst. Look, don't judge me. I've been traveling all alone for so long, and I've always dreamed of a fairy tale romance. It's not like I really expect anything to happen. I've never even had a boyfriend before. But maybe this time. Anyway, enough of this embarrassing stuff. I gotta hurry up and pick a prince already. I like the Beast Prince, but also the Prince of Dragons is so hot, though. Let's bang a dragon. We're banging the dragon. All the arrangements have been made, so I go downstairs to tell Spoonee I'm ready to go. I'm nervous about meeting a real dragon, but I put on a cheerful face. So yeah, I have my supplies and everything's all set. Oh, I'm Rosemary, by the way. I'm grateful for your help, Rosemary. I don't often travel in this form. It can be taxing. I expect to need quite a bit of your assistance. No problem. That's what I'm here for. Wow, you've got a lot of layers on there. Cold weather does not agree with me. These robes may look silly to you, but they are necessary. Oh, I didn't mean to say that you look silly. I just, never mind. I hope I didn't embarrass him. I can't really tell. His face is as tranquil as ever. I've got to be more careful with what I say. He pretty much looks like a normal person, so it's easy to forget that he's not human. But I have to remember what he really is, a smoking hot dragon. Most people don't ever have an opportunity to see a dragon, much less talk to one. I'm in a rare position, which is cool and also terrifying. Then again, he's not as intimidating as I expected, just strange and sorta pretty. The conference at Starlight City is several days away, but I'd like to get across the mountain as fast as possible. The sooner I get out of this cold, the better. Oh, yes, of course. What should I call you? Your Highness? I am not a Highness. I am Spoonee. But I have never cared what humans call me. Use whatever name you like. Okay then. Spoonee it is. Let's go. We start walking together. The snow under our feet is thick, but the sun is shining. It's actually kind of nice out. Spoonee hasn't said a word so far. He stares ahead at the path in front of us, as if I'm not even here. Should I make small talk? I don't think he minds the silence, but this is awkward. What do dragons even talk about, though? I guess I'll have to wing it and hope something sticks. I've, never met a dragon before. Besides you. Obviously. Pretty decent weather, right? For a frozen mountain of death, that is. This is so awkward. You know, for a fire dragon, you're good at giving the cold shoulder. That was meant to amuse me, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. Wow, good one, Rosemary. Very smooth. We walk in silence for a few minutes longer. I like how we moved away. But a knight doesn't give up that easy. There's gotta be something he'll talk about. So, what is this thing in Starlight City all about? It's a big deal, right? Business between the dragons and human lawmakers. We must confer and maintain our peace accord. We do our best to respect you and live side by side, but dragons live by much older laws than those you humans wrote. Conflicts arise from time to time. Yes, I got him to talk! Now we just have to keep this ball rolling. Oh yeah? What older laws are those? Do you really want to know? Why wouldn't I? The laws of the wind, the sun and the moon, birth and death, churning together in time until there is no distinction between them, as salt and water churns together to make the sea. The pulse of the earth shakes our blood, because the earth is our blood, and we are guided by the will of the stars. The lives of all creatures are written in starlight, but only dragons read the words. For we were born from the stars, and knew ourselves to be whole, when the rest of the world was unshaped clay, waiting to be given form. Oh, that's, neat! Well, I can't think of anything to say to that! I think this guy might be out of our league. Tyrooney is quiet again. Well, can't say I didn't try. We've been walking a while now. Tyrooney is going slowly, trailing a bit behind me. I don't mind walking ahead of him if it means giving him some space. I'm not sure he likes me very much. It's still early in the day, and the snow blazes white in the sun. I can hear it crunch under my boots and... Wait, there's no crunching footsteps behind me! Did Tyrooney stop walking? Oh gosh, did I lose him? Wait, are we stepping on him? I whoop around, but he's just standing there a few yards back. Okay, good, we're not stepping on him. That doesn't come in until later in the relationship. I can't tell what he's trying to do. He's sort of wobbling in place, like a turtle that got flipped on his back. I guess those heavy robes don't give him much room to move. Tyrooney, are you okay? Once I get closer, I see the problem. One of his huge scarves is caught on a thorn bush, and he's been trying unsuccessfully to pull himself free. Why doesn't he just untangle it with his hands? He did say he's not used to his human form, but he has to know it would be easier that way, right? I'm not sure what to do. I mean, he's like a million years older than me. He said he needed my help, but I don't want to insult him either. I'm gonna help him. He's gonna rip his clothes if he keeps that up, and that will just make it worse. I grab hold of the scarf. My arms brush against his body as I lean over him. He stops wobbling and gets very still at my touch. Look, it's not like I'm doing it on purpose. Yeah, sure we're not, Rosemary. Working slowly and carefully, I managed to get the scarf unhooked from the thorns. There you go. Ah. The scarf has come undone, and he's already trembling, even though he has tons more layers. I knew he was sensitive, but I had no idea it was this bad. Do you want me to help you tie it back on? That would be very kind. If he's embarrassed, I have no way of knowing. Nobody does a poker face like a dragon, apparently. It makes me nervous. I fold the scarf back around his shoulders as gently as I can. It's amazing how light and small his body seems, now that I'm handling it up close. My hands seem so big next to him. It makes me feel ungainly. But when I'm done, the scarf looks nice enough. Is that warm enough? I can tie it again if you want. It will do. Thank you. It seems I can count on you for help after all. I'm glad of that. Yay! That means he was happy we helped him. So you're not mad? You helped me when I needed help. Should I be angry? I guess not. You're, different, you know? So I don't really know how to act, and I don't want to offend you. Ah, I see. Don't worry yourself about such things. I don't think you could offend me, even if you tried. Because you're like an ancient being and beyond all that stuff? No, because you are very sweet. Oh, Tyrooney flirtin'? Thank you. Anyway, don't worry about the scarf. Happens to the best of us. Sort of. Can I ask, though? didn't it occur to you to just use your hands?
I don't feel comfortable using them. The thorns are so sharp and these fingers seem so frail and new.
Oh, sure! You can tell hands like these have never seen a day's work. Without thinking, I take his hand in mine. My own fingers are thick and calloused and, like the rest of my body, large. His hands are long, soft, and smooth. They're dusted with white scales that look delicate and fragile, like glittering jewelry.
A strange observation, but I suppose you are correct. I have no need to bustle about and keep myself busy, as you humans seem to.
Oh my gosh. I just grabbed his hand without thinking, without even asking! What on earth is the matter with me? I drop it like a hot potato. Sorry. Oh gosh, I'm so thoughtless sometimes.
Why apologize? Your hands are warm. It felt nice. We dragons live our lives mostly in isolation. Human touch is a curious novelty.
He reaches up to touch my face. My heart starts to flutter like a trapped bird. However, he seems to think better of it and withdraws. No! Come on, hot dragon boy! She's into it!
But if you are sensitive to such things, I will respect your boundaries as you respect mine.
That is really sweet, though. Consent! With that, Tyrune tucks his hands back under his robes and moves on. I stand still for a moment, watching him. I haven't quite calmed down yet. It's snowing harder now, which makes the going more difficult. All his bundled up layers give him an awkward, ungainly shape. Yet, there's something in his calm certainty that gives him dignity, even beauty, as he makes his way through the ice. At least, until he graciously trips and falls flat on his face. Goodness, are you okay? I rush over to help, propping him up and brushing away the snow and ice.
I am not used to this form. It's like being a fledgling again.
Really, you shouldn't worry about it. I'm clumsy about all kinds of things myself. Oh, which isn't to say, you're clumsy? I just mean, sorry, I just...
Rosemary, enough apologizing.
Aw, he's so sweet. Tyrune doesn't say anything either. He just stares into me. He hasn't spoken to me so sharply before. For a moment, I can't think of anything else to say. Those golden eyes are intense. What is he thinking? Finally, he rests his hand on my shoulder.
I shall have to stay close to you in case these legs fail me again. I may even need to take hold of your arm, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Yes, that's fine. Uh-huh. Good idea. Ah, look at that smile! He keeps his hand on me as I help him up. His fingers are so long and pretty. I try not to stare too much. And so we set off walking again. This time, he doesn't lag behind or move ahead. We're side by side. Every so often, he stumbles a bit and leans against me or delicately hooks his arm around mine. I'm going slow to make it easy for him, but we manage to keep a steady pace and walk for a few more hours. We don't talk much, but somehow, I don't feel so awkward anymore. We're communicating more easily with just touch. When he presses lightly on my shoulder, I know to help him over a hurdle. When he leans slightly away, I know he's doing fine and we can walk a little faster. We fall into a nice rhythm. Occasionally, he even smiles at me. He's strange and distant, but I'm getting used to him. Eventually, though, the path gets a lot steeper. It's nothing I can't handle, but I worry about him. Ooh, it's getting dark now. It's almost twilight, and the snow falls heavier and heavier. Are you doing okay? You're shivering.
It's just this body. I'm not used to it. The slightest breeze seems to go through me.
So he's still feeling the cold, even with all those layers. Poor thing. Okay, so we can stop for a moment to rest or put an arm around him to warm him up. Oh, we gotta go with the romantic choice. Put an arm around him to warm him up. Do it. He said our hands were warm before. Do it. Do it. You won't. I put my arm around Tyrune. Without missing a beat, he presses himself into me. I'm surprised, but I don't mind. Of course we don't mind. I rub his back, trying to help him get warm. After a moment, he stopped shivering so much, so I guess it's helping. And I admit it feels nice having an excuse to touch him. He leans his head against me and breathes deep, smelling my hair. Oh, whoa! Ah, Tyrune? He jumps away like I've terrified him. I didn't even know he could move that fast. Hey, you're going to be cold.
Quiet, I'm fine.
He's obviously not fine, but he turns and rushes ahead of me without looking back. Before long, he stumbles and falls into the snow. I rush over to help, but he lashes out to push me away. His sharp fingernails scratch my skin. Not enough to draw blood, but I'm stunned. It's like a cat that I trusted suddenly hissing at me out of nowhere. Dang, man, he got really upset. Slowly, clumsily, he pulls himself up, without my help. He winces when his bare hands have to touch snow. I don't get it. Why is he acting like this? Did I do something wrong? We keep walking. Tyrune is shivering again, but he won't slow down. I'm not sure what happened back there. I can still feel the sting of his claws on my skin. To my surprise, Tyrune is the one who breaks the silence.
I'm sorry if my behavior is confusing. You should know that you haven't done anything wrong.
What was that all about, anyway?
I take it you don't know much about dragons.
Huh? Why is he bringing that up? I guess not. I just know the old stories, the ones they tell you when you're a kid. But those fairy tales are mostly made up, aren't they? Dragons capturing maidens and devouring villagers. You guys aren't like that in real life. I wasn't sure if I should ask about it, though.
Why not? Are you frightened of me?
Am I? I hadn't thought about that. Not in any serious way. He's so frail and fragile. I can't see him as some monstrous beast. But then, once or twice, I've caught a glimpse of something. Something strange inside him. And when I start really thinking about his true nature, I feel dizzy. Like I'm looking into a well and I can't see the bottom. I don't like it. Tyrune chuckles darkly, and I realize I haven't said anything out loud yet.
You're taking a long time? Is it such a hard question to answer?
I'm not sure how I feel exactly.
Tell me this then. Which dragon stories do you know?
What? The stuff for kids? Come on, you don't want to hear that.
I certainly do. A human perspective can be illuminating.
Oh, well, in that case, the one I know best is the story of Camellia. You've probably heard that one, right? It's famous.
Camellia. Please refresh my memory. I am old, and these things run away from me over the years.
I feel silly telling bedtime stories, but hey, you asked for it. Story time, story time, story time! Let's see, Camellia and the dragon. She was this woman, the most beautiful in her village, right? She could have married any man, but instead she was wooed by a terrifying dragon. No offense. That awkward silence. Anyway,
None taken.
the dragon promised her eternal love. And riches and glory beyond what anyone in the poor village could ever hope to give her. So, Camellia fell in love with this dragon, who was named White Heat, and chose him out of all her suitors. The dragon flew her away from the village, promising her safety in his mountain lair. But once they got there, he devoured her and she was never seen again. Oh, I quickly cut myself off. Why was I so blunt about the devouring part? That must be, like, super rude. But Tyrone says nothing. He's not even looking at me. So I guess the point is don't pick a guy just because he promises you lots of material things? But I always thought that was sad. Did she deserve to die just for wanting a better life? On the other hand, maybe that's just what really happens? People getting deceived by their lovers and stuff like that? I don't know much about relationships, so...
You may be overthinking the story's moral. It sounds to me like a simple warning. Stay away from dragons.
Tyrone turns to stare right into me. His face is passive, but something in his eyes puts me on edge. I'm flustered, but I won't shy away. I stare right back without flinching. Yeah, stare at him. I don't know. You're a dragon, and you're nice enough to me.
You're very polite. But what if that story is true? What if I told you I was that dragon and Camilla my lover? The lover I betrayed and devoured? Would you still think me so nice?
What? No, that can't be true. You're just kidding around with me, right?
I do not kid around. I am many centuries old. The story of Camilla and the dragon has endured where other tales were forgotten. It must have a certain resonance.
But everyone knows it's just a made-up fairy tale.
Is that so? Tell me, what was the dragon's name again?
White Heat?
And what does Tyrone mean in the southern language?
I only studied a little bit when I was a girl. I know tear means white and... Oh.
So you see, I am called Tyrone in the south. There are many words for what I am, but I like that name best.
Cool, so the hot dragon that we wanted to date absolutely ate a chick.
Will Rosemary get a dinner date with a dragon? Or will she be the dinner?